A prominent tech CEO recently made waves warning that frontier AI models are stealing enterprise business data. As a software architect, I agree with his warning on data, but strongly oppose his stance on pricing. Let's look at where the tech CEO is 100% right about enterprise data privacy. When we look at ingestion, there are massive blind spots.
The rush to integrate AI is silently compromising your company's most sensitive data because engineering teams keep overlooking the invisible boundary of public APIs. Let's say an engineer sends a piece of proprietary source code to a frontier AI for debugging. That code leaves your secure corporate firewall and crosses a public API bridge. It lands directly inside the cloud vendor server. The AI returns the fixed code, appearing as a complete routine operational success. That success masks a trap. Your original input remains stored on the provider's hardware. Frontier AI labs actively ingest this trapped institutional data to train their future models. Your internal workflows and trade secrets literally dissolve into the model's new training weights. Preserving your competitive advantage requires strict enterprise data sovereignty. You need architectural boundaries or API opt-outs that ensure data never crosses into a public training set. Because without those boundaries, what happens to the source code your engineer sent? It just became your cloud vendor's next commercial product, sold right back to your competitor.
Now let's examine where his argument fails on competitor token pricing.
Why are AI giants crying Marxist to hide their own margin compression? Welcome to the token pricing paradox. For years, these top-tier tech providers enjoyed uncontested monopoly profits on their computing power. But then an expensive US frontier model gets aggressively undercut by a low-cost Chinese open-weight competitor. This cheaper competitor forces the overall cost per million tokens to crash, physically compressing the US model's gross profit margins from the bottom. The incumbent company can't just admit to Wall Street that they're losing a basic price war, because losing to a cheaper product instantly destroys their premium trillion-dollar valuation. So they deploy an ideological smokescreen. They slap loaded political labels like Marxist or un-American right over the competitor, reframing a simple margin problem as a full-blown ideological war. But if you strip away that ideological label, you reveal the core truth. This isn't a political attack. It's simply capitalism operating exactly as intended through healthy price competition. And that cheap open-weight competitor from the beginning, it isn't a Marxist plot. It's just the free market finally breaking a monopoly.
So how do senior architects protect enterprise data privacy without overpaying for token infrastructure?
How do companies use AI without leaking their most guarded secrets? That's enterprise data sovereignty. And the solution isn't overpaying for high-margin vendor lock-in just to buy trust. Take a hospital needing to run highly sensitive medical records through a large language model. The AI has to read the data, but it absolutely cannot keep it. If that hospital uses standard cloud AI, their data leaves the network. Those models log the inputs for future training, completely breaking data. The first fix? Route the data to a cloud provider under a strict contractual protocol. Every packet is instantly purged the exact millisecond the analysis completes. That's a zero data retention API. For even stricter control, companies bypass external providers entirely by downloading freely available open-weight models. They deploy models like Llama 3 inside their own isolated corporate network. The firewall blocks all outgoing internet connections, creating a virtual private cloud. By routing data through these two distinct pathways, the enterprise maintains total control, because data privacy is an engineering problem, not a vendor subscription. So what happens to those highly sensitive patient records from the beginning? They are perfectly analyzed by the AI, and no external provider has a single trace they ever existed.
Protect your company's data fiercely, but welcome open price competition that drives down infrastructure costs. Don't let corporate rhetoric scare you into paying high token prices under the guise of security. Is your enterprise using zero retention APIs or self-hosted models? Let me know below.